fam, welcome if you are new here, and welcome back if you are a loyal subscriber. Today we are going to be talking about sinking funds. Okay, so if you've ever felt like your money is out of control, things are a bit unpredictable, you're getting caught off guard by unexpected expenses, then sinking funds are definitely going to be the tool that you need to use. Okay, so first things first, what exactly is a sinking fund? A sinking fund is a savings strategy where you are specifically saving for certain things. Okay, you're putting the money aside specifically for this expense or this thing that is coming up. Okay. Think of it as a way to budget in advance, okay? Especially for those larger purchases and also the emergencies that catch you off guard, okay? So these things are definitely going to come in handy because, like I always say, you'll save when you don't need it so that you have it when you do need it, okay? So here's how it works. Every single paycheck, you will fill it out. You will put down what bills are due. You will put down what spending money you need, but you will also put down what sinking fund categories you want to save for. And we will go over those categories here in a minute, okay? So that way you're always contributing to the savings. You don't have to do every single category that you have every single paycheck. It's all about prioritizing what is important right now and what can wait. Okay. So why are sinking funds so effective? Okay. They are because if your car breaks down, you have money to do it. If you want to go on that vacation, you have money to do it. If you have an emergency, you have the money to do it. If you want to go shopping, you have the money to do it. If you celebrate birthdays, you have the money to do it. So the overall thing is when you separate them, you know exactly how much you have in each category. Okay. So you want to make sure that you are funding them appropriately. So let's get into the actual categories, okay? So these are just a few that are normal categories that people usually have, okay? So we have emergency fund, which every single person should have an emergency fund. It should be non-negotiable. This is for the things that are just really unexpected, just for you to have, okay? And then you have your subcategories, which are gonna be like your sports. If your kids are in sports, you are able to put the money aside early so that now you can have it when it's time to pay it, okay? Christmas, I always suggest that you start Christmas in January and start putting money aside so that way by November, December, you have the money that you need and you're able to go through Christmas without going further into debt and without the extra stress, okay? Travel. So if you are the type of person that likes to travel, you can definitely use this and pre-plan. So if you know that you want to take a trip next summer, then what you want to do is start putting money away in your travel fund and then doing the research behind it to see how much you actually need to save, okay? Your self-care, your pet care, your gifts, your personal savings. So this is going to be like savings that you want to use as you are growing older. Maybe your, what do they like to call it? Your midlife crisis, right? You just have that money available to do the things that you want to do. Then we have clothing. If you're the type of person that every season you're changing out your clothes, pre-plan for those things and make sure that you're putting money away for, and make sure that you are putting money away for it as early as possible. Okay, furniture, retirement, date nights, family nights, annual fees. We forget about those annual fees. So it's good to make sure that you have that money set aside. If you know you're going to owe taxes, putting taxes away early. Holiday season. We know we spend a lot of money during holiday season. Classes, if you plan on, furthering your education, school activities. after school activities, or even the activities that they have during the year. And they're always like, Mom, Dad, I need some money for X, Y, and Z. Big example is the book fair, t-shirts, their yearbooks, things like that. Birthdays, beauty. So if you know that you are into makeup and skincare and all of that, you want to make sure that you're putting your money aside as early as possible so that you have it when you need it and it's not disrupting anything on your paycheck. Doctor's visits, insurances. So if you pay your insurances every 6 months or once a year, you can still continue throughout the year or that 6 months to save up for the next time you have to pay. Okay, tolls, parking, subscriptions. So there's times where you may do yearly subscriptions and you want to save up to make sure that you have that money available when it's time. Weddings, new home, back to school, start back to school as soon as they really start school. Summer childcare, getting prepared for when they're not in school. Pool items / maintenance if you have a pool. Cell phones if you want to pay off a cell phone or purchase a new cell phone. Electronics, new car, month ahead. So saving to get your bills a month ahead. Allowance if you give kids allowance. Savings challenges, okay? Car maintenance, business if you want to build a business. Decor, tithes, college, student loans, investments, deductibles, food, hair and nails, entertainment, house repairs. These are just a few, okay? And you can make a sinking fund category for anything. So it should align with how you run your lifestyle. Whatever you are used to doing should be a part of your sinking funds. Okay, I usually say start out anywhere between 5 to 8 of the most important ones, and then you add on as you need to or as you see fit. Okay, so by breaking these down, by breaking down your money into these smaller categories, okay, it helps you again to make sure that everything is funded. This is what a budget does. It funds your lifestyle. You want to plan out everything that you have going on. Okay, now that we know what sinking funds are, let's talk about how to set them up, okay? It's actually very simple. All you're going to do is step 1, identify your upcoming expenses. So go through and see in the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months what you have coming up so that you can make it a sinking fund, okay? Especially the larger expenses. Then you want to determine how much money is needed in all of those categories, okay? The next step is going to be breaking it down into your monthly and then breaking your goals down into your paycheck so that you know how much you need to contribute every single time. The next one is to set up your separate accounts. So we talked about your high yield savings accounts. We talked about your regular banking accounts. We talked about your retirement funds, your investment funds, making sure that they're in the appropriate place. And the last step is going to be to actually put the plan in place and breaking it down every single time you get money and making sure that you are contributing to each category when it needs to be contributed to, okay? That's how you set up your sinking funds, and you just make sure, again, that it gets the money that it needs. One of the biggest benefits of sinking funds is that they help prevent that financial stress because you are pre-planning for expenses that may come up or that you know are going to come up, okay? And you know you're going to have the money for it. So it helps avoid putting big costs on credit cards, borrowing money, getting loans, which can lead to that high interest debt. Okay. Another benefit is that sinking funds help you keep your budget realistic. Instead of taking a hit to your monthly budget all at once for a large expense, you've already spread that cost out so it won't throw off your financial plans. Okay. Sinking funds allow you to be proactive and not reactive. So knowing that you have the money set aside for the things like the holidays, the car repairs, unexpected bills, medical costs, means you don't have to worry about scrambling when those things come up. Okay, so When you are doing your sinking funds, make sure you're realistic about how much you have to save for each one. Start small. The goal is always consistency, okay? Keep track of your funds and adjust as necessary. And make sure you're using the funds for the intended purpose. It's easy to move money, dip into things we're not supposed to. But remember, that's why you have a sinking fund in the first place, to have a cushion for each of those individual things. So those are sinking funds. Those are a list of sinking funds you can use. Make sure you drop a comment below if you have any questions. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button, that like button, send it to a friend, and I will see y'all in the next video. As I always leave and say, y'all be budgeted. Make sure that you are healing the past so that you are able to budget the present, so that you are able to free your future.